Yes, we have seen Apple announce things in December, but that's not the usual norm. At this point, we're out of possible devices left to expect, so it's time to focus on 2025. This year has been pretty interesting for Apple. We've seen the company drift hard at the idea of Apple Intelligence, and I say that because a lot of the things won't really be ready until next year. What's interesting, though, is that the rumors for next year include an all-new device and some very much needed updates to a couple of the others. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow, and let's do a final deep dive on what to expect from Apple in 2025 and everything else that's not the typical predictable. Let's begin today with a product that's completely unexpected. We've been hearing of Apple working on a sort of HomePod with a screen, but it might just be that these are sort of more than just one product. Apple is reportedly working on an all-new smart home hub with a possible launch date around March 2025. Reports claim that this device will feature a compact 6-inch touchscreen that can be mounted on a tabletop base, but then has a built-in speaker, sort of like what we see with the Google Pixel tablet, or it can directly be mounted on a wall, making it versatile for various home setups. I don't even know if detachable, but the hub is expected to run a fresh operating system dubbed Home OS, designed for managing smart home devices. The system will have a widget-based interface, offering customizable options to display what matters most, such as the weather, schedules, and HomeKit controls. Now, one standout feature will be proximity sensors, which intend to detect how far the user is from the screen and adjust the size of the widgets accordingly for better visibility. It will integrate seamlessly with Siri and Apple Intelligence for voice and predictive assistance. The hub could also double as a home security center, allowing camera feeds for security systems as well. Additionally, a built-in camera will then allow users to make FaceTime video calls right from the device, adding another layer of functionality to its home management tool. And listen, home hubs aren't new. We just saw Amazon launch one last year, though in a far more simple approach to the concept. At this point, the biggest question will be what Apple plans to charge for its functionality, because for anything smart home to take off, seriously, if it's too expensive, it's just going to be DOA. Now let's switch to iPhone, as there will still be a device that we've been waiting for, and rumors point to it finally making an appearance in 2025. Apple reportedly plans to launch the iPhone SE 4 in March, and it's shaping up to be a big leap forward from the budget-friendly device we've known. First of all, the design is not really what we've heard for a bit. It'll reportedly be a mirror of the iPhone 14, featuring a 6.1-inch OLED display, which is the first major departure from a past full of LCD panels. Face ID is expected to replace the older Touch ID as well, so those of you wanting to keep the home button might just get used to the modern iPhone experience at this point. Under the hood, the iPhone SE 4 will likely include Apple's first in-house 5G modem, a significant milestone in reducing reliance on Qualcomm, even if we're not expecting this device to be a major seller, meaning it might not really make a dent in the relationship just yet. While it's unclear how this modem will compare to Qualcomm's in performance, it promises a better integration with Apple's ecosystem. Other rumored upgrades include a 48-megapixel rear camera for sharper photos, 8 gigabytes of RAM to support Apple Intelligence features, and USB-C port for faster charging and data transfers. Also, yeah, if we're talking Apple Intelligence, it might be safe to assume that it'll bring Apple's A17 Pro or A18 chips as part of the show. And sadly, the thing is, all these changes sound like a catalyst for price changes from the current $429, so we'll see how the company ends up handling it. I think if people wanted an expensive iPhone, there's enough for them to choose from already, but then because of the segmentation that Apple Intelligence has built around buying older iPhones this year, it could just be that the iPhone SE 4 is here to actually save that separation with a more affordable option that's compatible. Now, believe it or not, the next product on this list is possible changes to AirTags, which, yeah, was totally off my radar. I use them every day, but they do such a good job at blending into the environment that I totally forget that I have them or need them until I do. True, I'd love for a smaller design footprint, but anyways, it seems that Apple plans to refresh AirTag trackers in mid-2025. The second generation AirTag is rumored to include an updated ultra-wideband chip, which debuted in the iPhone 15 series. This new chip could enhance location tracking, making the AirTag more precise and capable at working over greater distances. In response to privacy concerns, Apple is making the built-in speaker more tamper-proof, which will make it harder for malicious actors to disable it. This change will help deter stalking and misuse of the device. Additionally, the new AirTag is expected to offer better range and better efficiency. There's speculation that the updated AirTag will have deeper integration with Apple Vision Pro, which, yeah, your guess is as good as mine as to what for. The only problem I see is that we don't hear of any possible design changes in this generation, which is a total bummer. I do feel that it would have been great to get like a mini version of it, but let's switch to iPads, as it seems that spring 2025 will bring earlier updates than expected to the iPad Air lineup, and I'm talking both the 11 and 13-inch models. While the devices might not receive a dramatic redesign, they are expected to feature Apple's newer M4 chips, or maybe even an M3, offering improved performance for tasks like multitasking and graphics-heavy applications like the current updates that we found with Final Cut Pro. Now, accompanying the updated iPads will likely be a refreshed Magic Keyboard accessory. This new version could borrow features from the iPad Pro's latest one. It's not necessarily what I'd call as thinner or lighter, but I do love the larger glass trackpad and an aluminum palm rest for added durability. A row of function keys might also be included, allowing quick access to shortcuts from brightness, volume, and other settings. Oddly, I still find the detachable keyboard on the base entry-level model to be my favorite, but that's just me. But then speaking of that model, yeah, it also is due for a refresh in early 2025, and even more so with the launch of Apple Intelligence. While no major design changes are expected, this base iPad could gain a new A-series chip to enable AI features, and most likely an increase to 8 gigs of RAM. Not sure if this will be the A17 Pro or A18, but whatever the case may be, it'll be welcomed. Obviously, Apple Intelligence is expected to make its full launch in March 2025, so you better believe that the launch of these products will most likely be tied to that announcement. But then, last but not least, let's talk about MacBooks, as the Air saw its refresh to M3 at around March 2024. So yeah, it could just be that Apple is preparing one major launch for multiple products at a time. It's not hard to speculate that the MacBook Air will also see a refresh around March or earlier, and most likely with Apple's latest M4 chip, unless this ends up being the launch platform for Apple's M5. It's hard to tell because no one was expecting M4 to launch on the iPad Pro this year, so it could just be. We do also hear of a possible change in design, which is not common for Apple. Reports mention possible thinner bezels, improved displays with higher brightness and color accuracy, and enhanced battery life. Not sure if this means mini LED is reaching the Air, or hey, even a possible OLED, but the prospect seems like a great idea. Apple may also introduce new color options to refresh the lineup's visibility. As always, the MacBook Air is expected to remain the favorite for students and professionals who value portability without sacrificing power, and yeah, colors are a big deal for that demographic. All we have to do now is wait and see, as I still wish Apple would revive the 12-inch MacBook with an M-series chip and just call that the Air, but that's just me. To conclude, yeah, the plans seem to be very packed. A new Apple Home Hub, new iPhone SE, new AirTags, new iPads, and even a new Mac. We do hear that Apple is now more focused on launching products when they're ready and not on specific cycles, so it's hard to predict if this will be one launch or if these will happen separately. Whatever the case may be, I'll admit that I like this idea. I like everything that I see, except for this SE4 not being an iPhone mini. Let me know what you think about the rest in the comments down below, and while you're at it, follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow me on my personal handles to see me seriously wish that we had another mini iPhone at least one more time. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.